Hello everybody, this is Old Soldier. Today we're going to can fruit, specifically apples. We also harvested some pears that our neighbors were nice enough to let us have. But today we are going to be canning apples. Pretty simple. The Ball Blue Book is a great reference for canning. I get a lot of information from it. I highly recommend it. The other book that I really recommend for canning is Putting Food By. So I have apples. Next thing I'm going to start is putting together my simple syrup. This is light simple syrup, recipe taken right from the Ball canning manual, and it's going to be 2 1/4 cup of sugar with 5 1/4 cup of water. So another thing I'm going to get going to keep my apples from turning brown, I mix some solution 8 quarts of water with about 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and after I cut up my apples, initially I'm going to put them in there to keep them from browning or turning brown. So the container in the right is going to be my canning vessel, and the container to my left is my container for my simple syrup. I'm going to start them both to boil to get them rolling. It's going to take a while to get it going. So I'm going to get the sugar dissolved and get the canning water, start boiling, both of them. Apples have already been washed, a little bit of water and baking soda, and I'm going to start cutting them up. Most people remove the skins. I do not. I've canned leaving the skins on before, had no problem. But I just use a little device, real simple. Very simple. And then I break them up and put them into the lemon water mix to keep from browning. One thing I did forget, after I do slice them, I cut them in half to make like half-sliced chunks before I put them in the lemon juice mix. Okay, simple syrup has already bribbed out to the boil, so I just turned it down to simmer, and the canning water has not yet started to boil. Alright, I'm canning pints today because they're a nice single serving size. You might say to yourself, these look brand new. Well, that's because they are, because my wife had previously canned so much applesauce and jam and apple butter and made pickles. I was really shocked at how expensive a dozen pints were. But yeah, this is not our first time canning by any means. But yeah, these are brand new. So what I do is, some people put them in the dishwasher and sanitize. I just put them in my water as it's my canning water is coming to a boil, and let them sit in the boiling water for about 5 minutes, and it does a nice job of sanitizing them. Next thing, I'm going to take my apples and drain them from the lemon water and get ready to put them in the simple syrup. And let them boil for about 5 minutes. I want to make sure that I get as much of the apples in the syrup as possible. Okay, so jars and lids have been sanitized. My apples have been to a boil with the simple syrup for 5 minutes. And I'm going to pack them down pretty good. And then I'm going to ladle some juice so it's a 1/2 inch from the top, which is generally the lowest ring on the jar. Alright, I have the jars filled. I'm going to take the penetrating device, or whatever the hell this is called, and go around the edge to get all the air bubbles out. I'm kind of making a mess of this, but oh well. I'll do that on each can. Anyway, you get the idea. Get the air bubbles out and use a plastic, one of these. I'm going to call them the plastic canning device, the air bubble remover, because you do not want to use a metal, because you could possibly weaken or compromise your jar. So don't do that. Use a plastic one. Besides that, it's more flexible. Okay, I got 6 quarts instead of 7. I kind of misjudged that, but that's fine. Now to put the lids on and get them into the water bath, the boiling water bath. And you don't want to Gorilla Grip them, just hand tight. Make sure you got a good seal. Okay, and it's time to get them in the water bath.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10.
Alright, make sure it's back up to a boil. And 20 minutes. Alright, and you can see that the water's boiling pretty good, so we'll start the 20 minutes now. Okay, 20 minutes is up. I just simply turn off the heat and let it cool down a little bit so it's not so terrible scalding hot. In a few minutes I'll remove them from the water bath and let them start cooling. Alright, so we're going to take the jars out and let them cool.
Life lessons come one in a dozen.
But when they cool off, you will hear the lids pop, and that is a sign that you got a good seal. Alright, I've had one of them pop. I'm not going to sit here with the camera and wait, but that's one of the signs you got a good feel. This is Old Soldier, and that is how I can apples with the water bath canning method.